look at these adorable heart sachets. Yep, that's what I'm going to be showing you today, how to make these heart sachets, and you can gift them for Valentine's Day if you want. I know I'm going to be. Let's get started and let me show you what all you need for this today. Gotta be honest, yet again, another idea that I absolutely fell in love with. Super cute, super easy. And who doesn't like putting these in their drawer so their clothes smell nice? I love these. They're super cute and just quilted looking, and I love them. So I wanted to show you how to make them, and you have just enough time before Valentine's Day to get what you need to do this and do it. It'll maybe take you a day. It's not a super long project, but you know, it does take a little bit of time, but it's cute and the result is adorable. I love these. So what do you need for this project? You need felt, a felt square. You can use whatever color you want. As you can tell, this one is for Kayla. This is the color of her room. I am giving this to her for Valentine's Day, and I just chose not to do the Valentine's Day colors because she's not a very red and pink person. And so it still comes out just as cute, and I love it. So pick whatever colors you want. For this one, I'm gonna do a red one. You also need to have a coordinating fabric, and so this is the fabric I've chosen. And go dig into your fabric scraps, because all you really need is a 4" by 4" piece of fabric. So go dig through your fabric scraps, and this is the perfect project to utilize some of those scraps that you have. You also need some heat bond, lightweight heat bond for your fabric. You also need some embroidery thread. You're also gonna need one of the paper envelope sachets. And I use this because as I fill my hearts, I put some of the scented sachet pellets in these hearts. And so go pick out your favorite scent, and that's what you need. You are also gonna need some polyfill. Now, what I did this time was I did not buy polyfill because I did go to Joann's to see if it was on sale. It was $6.99 for a bag of polyfill. And so I decided, okay, I'm gonna go look over at Walmart. I'm gonna see what polyfill Walmart has. And Walmart wasn't much cheaper. But then I had the idea that I was gonna go look at pillows. And Walmart sells their mainstay pillows for sleeping for $1.50. Don't know how good they are for sleeping, but I know what they're filled with, and the polyfill in that $1.50 pillow works perfect for these. So that is what I did. I bought myself a $1.50 pillow, and I cut it and I pulled some of the polyfill out of it to use for this, because you know, $1.50 versus $6.99, you can't beat it, and it's made of the same thing. And so I think that's about all you're gonna need for this project. So let's get started. Let me show you how to put this together, and you can go make yourself a sachet for somebody you love or somebody you care about for Valentine's Day, because I think it's a super cute idea. You're also gonna need some peeking shears, and if you don't have peeking shears and you don't wanna use them, just use regular scissors as well. I just absolutely love the way it looks with the peeking shears. Okay, so go ahead and take your felt square, 8.5 by 11, and fold it in half. Now, something that I did, I went ahead and I took my Cricut cutter and I went ahead and cut out a template for the hearts. And because I knew I was going to be making several of them, and for me, just having a template is a lot easier. You know, you just know that it's going to be right on every time. And so I went ahead and cut out a heart with my Cricut cutter, and I had the cutter cut out the center so it would be open for the fabric. So once you cut out your center of your heart, you can just go ahead and discard this piece. And the next thing I did was cut out another heart that was just a bit bigger than the center here for the fabric, for the inside fabric. And so go ahead and do that. My heart is, I believe, a 5.5 by 5.5 inch heart. So that was the size that I liked, but you can do whatever size. You can do it smaller, you can do it larger, whatever you want, but 5.5 seemed like a good size to me. Not too big and not too small. So go ahead and trace your heart on your felt. All right, so I've traced my heart, and now I'm just going to take my pinking shears and I am going to cut out both pieces. We've got both of them cut out. So now what we're going to do is we are going to take the one with the ink on it, fold it in half, and cut out the center heart. And there we go. That's what we're left with. And don't worry about the extra ink because we'll just put it face down and it's not going to show. So now what we're going to do, now that we're done with the felt, this heart is just extra. We are going to take our fabric and we are going to take our bigger heart that we cut and trace it onto the fabric and then cut it out. I'm not going to trace it and cut it out because I did a little bit of prepping before and I already have mine cut out. After you've cut out your fabric heart, go ahead and take your heat bond and follow the instructions according to whatever heat bond brand you've bought and heat bond the back of your heart and then cut it out. And that just makes it a bit sturdier and not so flimsy. So once you've gotten your heart cut out, we are now ready to stitch the center heart in with our embroidery thread. I like to start up at the top because I've noticed that when I start anywhere else, it ends up kind of moving to the side and then I end up with a gap up at the top. So, and I don't really much like putting straight pins in the felt because it does leave holes and then it'll leave holes in your fabric once you've fabric bonded it. And so once you get going, it won't move too much if you start from the top. So I'm going to start right at the top here. And I've chosen white embroidery thread because I want the stitch to really stand out. All the way around. All right, everybody, I've stitched all the way around the heart. There it is in the back. I didn't tie it off. I'm keeping it connected still because now the part that we're going to do is the Lazy Daisy flower stitch. And I will show you that stitch now. And I'm going to do 3 of them. And I will start up in this corner here. I'm going to start up in this corner. And this is a pretty easy stitch. Okay, we're gonna come up with our needle. Once we've come up, we're gonna come right next to it, right next to the hole there. Not in the same hole because you don't want to pull your thread back through. You're gonna put your needle down And then you're going to come up. You're going to pull it. Before you pull it all the way through, you're going to loop this through. Because it acts kind of like a tack. You see? To make the loop. And then we're going to go on the other side of the petal that we just came up from. And we're going to go down through it. And there's our first petal. Then we're going to come off to the side, and we're going to come pretty close to where we entered the first time. We're going to pull this through. And we're going to do the same thing, only this one I'm going to do kind of at an angle. I'm going to go right next to the hole, and I'm going to do it a bit smaller. Pull it through. And before you pull it all the way, go ahead and pull your needle up through it, loop it through. So you've got your second petal. And then we are going to go on the other side of the petal and go down through to tack it down. And then we're going to do a petal right here. Come up through there. Then we're going to go right next to it at an angle. Pull it through, loop it. And then tack it down on the other side of the petal. And then something that I like to do is come down to the base here. And I like to put a little stitch across. Just a small stitch. Just to kind of finish it off. Isn't that cute? Super simple. So I'm not going to tie it off. I'm just going to come on over to the other side here, and I'm going to do one here as well. Second one. Now I'm going to do one down here. And there you have it. We've done our lazy daisies, and now what's left is to put the back half on, stitch that around, and you also need a 6-inch piece of ribbon that we're going to fold in half, and we are going to stitch that right into the top here as we stitch the back to the front. And I am going to start my stitch right here at the bottom. I'm going to go all the way around, and I'm going to stop right about here. And like I said, when we reach the top, go ahead and put the ribbon in between the front and the back and stitch it in. Okay, so I have stitched all the way around and I stopped here. So I have this opening here to put the polyfill in from my $1.50 pillow from Walmart. So I am going to take some and just,
I'm not gonna stuff this super tight. It doesn't even really need to be all that full. I'm gonna fill it in a bit. I'm also going to take our sachet envelope and I am going to pour some of the scent inside of the sachet I just made. And I'm gonna get it down in there real good. And I think, let's see, I think I need a little bit more fill. Okay, the last bit in there. And now, yeah, I like the way that looks. So now I am going to stitch this closed. And there you have it, our Valentine's Day heart felt sachet. Isn't that adorable? And you know what? It smells amazing because I love the smell that I picked. I picked Summer Romance, and I actually got this from Kirkland's. They were $1.99 at Kirkland's. And so here you go. And so I think you should go and make a couple of these for people that you care about for Valentine's Day. So super cute those are. Hope you all liked this video today. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And remember that for every 100 subscribers, up to 1,000 subscribers, I will be having a giveaway of one of my handmade creations. So if you want to receive one of my handmade creations, you've got to subscribe, and you've got to stay subscribed because everybody is eligible. Until next time, happy crafting on a budget, and bye for now.